Have you ever thought that maybe the secret to navigating a heavy world isn't to become lighter, but to actually learn how to dance with its weight? Well, that's the journey we're going on today. We're going to follow a character who learns that real freedom isn't found by floating above reality, but by grounding himself deep, deep within it.
We've all felt this, right? That temptation to just float above our problems, to kind of detach. This is the world of our character, the Jester. And this quote just nails it. He's a balloon with no string. On the surface, it looks like freedom, but really, he's completely disconnected, just drifting. It's a total illusion.
So, to really get this transformation, we have to start by understanding the world he built for himself, which was basically a fortress of pure escape.
I want you to picture this, a life that is just one long performance. The second things get too real, too heavy, bam, he hits you with a punchline. He shatters the tension. Now, this isn't just about being a class clown. It's a shield. He's using this constant, reflexive mockery to keep all the messy, difficult, authentic parts of life way over there, at arm's length.
And what is he so afraid of? What's he running from? Well, the philosopher Nietzsche actually had a name for it, the spirit of gravity. And it's not some kind of monster, it's just all the heavy stuff. You know, the pain, the loss, the suffering, that creeping feeling of meaninglessness we all face. The Jester thinks he's won by floating above it all, but in reality, he's just hiding, and his humor is becoming totally hollow.
But here's the thing. You can't float forever. Sooner or later, gravity has a way of pulling you back down to earth. And for our Jester, that moment, it changes everything.
This is his big aha moment, his turning point. He has this critical insight that his jokes, his wit, his whole identity, it's all completely powerless without the very thing he's been running from. See, laughter that doesn't acknowledge pain is just noise. It has no resonance. He realizes, oh no, I have to come down.
So this is the choice he has to make, and it's laid out perfectly right here. It's a trade. He has to swap that hollow, empty, defensive mockery for something way deeper, what we could call sacred play. His humor stops being an escape from reality, and, get this, it starts becoming a bridge to reality. He's not giving up on laughter, he's discovering what makes it truly powerful in the first place.
Okay, so how does he actually make this trade? I mean, you can't just decide to be grounded one day. No, he has to descend. He has to intentionally go into the darkness he's been avoiding his whole life and finally face the part of himself he has buried.
And to do that, he has to face what Nietzsche called the ugliest man. Now, this isn't some literal monster out there in the world. It's the shadow inside of him. It's all the pain, all the shame, all the despair that he has tried to bury under a mountain of jokes. He has to finally turn around and look at the source of the very gravity he's been fleeing from. And this part is so important. Confronting your shadow, your ugliest man, it's not about letting it defeat you. It's an invitation to stop being just a fraction of yourself and to finally become whole. The goal isn't to surrender to the darkness, but to integrate it. And this is the roadmap for how you do it. First, you just have to acknowledge it's there. Stop pretending it's not. Then comes the scary part. You have to descend. You stop running, plant your feet, and turn to face it directly. But the magic, the real magic, happens in step 3. Integrate. This is where you learn to laugh with your pain, not just at it from a distance. And when you do that, you transform. That emptiness you were running from, it's not a pit anymore. It becomes your foundation.
So what happens when the Jester actually does this? When he successfully integrates all this gravity, what does he become?
He doesn't turn into some sad, serious person who's forgotten how to laugh. No way. He becomes something much more powerful, a tragic philosopher. And that's someone who can look directly at all the world's pain and suffering without flinching and still find a reason to laugh, a reason to create, a reason to truly live.
And this is the beautiful paradox that he finally understands. I mean, just think about it for a second. A dancer actually needs gravity to be graceful. A kite needs the wind's resistance to be able to fly. It's the exact same with us. Our joy, our humor, it needs the weight of reality to actually mean something, to have that deep resonance.
So, this completely transforms his purpose. His wit isn't a shield to protect himself anymore, it becomes a lantern to help guide others. His jokes stop being these cheap escapes and start becoming sharp tools to dismantle the harmful illusions that trap people. He's not just a performer anymore, he's a liberator.
And all of this leads us to the Jester's final form, his ultimate state of wisdom.
He reaches a state that's called Dionysian wisdom. So what on earth does that mean? It means he can look at all of life, the joy, the pain, the beauty, the ugliness, and say yes to the whole chaotic, messy package. No more running, no more fighting it, just this profound, powerful acceptance.
And this creates a huge shift in his resilience. Before, his strength was like this brittle shield, constantly deflecting reality, always on the verge of cracking. But now his strength is a fire. And what's the fuel for that fire? The very suffering, the very gravity, the very reality he once ran away from. He has literally transformed his greatest fear into his greatest strength.
So we're going to end with this question for you. The Jester's journey teaches us that true freedom isn't found in escaping our burdens, but in learning how to carry them with grace. So what is the weight in your life? You know the one you've been avoiding, that if you finally turned around and embraced it, could be the very thing that finally teaches you how to dance.